consider possibly concealing the case up front, just because based on these charges, it might affect her caregiving work. I'm not sure, but that's what we're asking for, and a behavioral incentive date of 2 years, convicting that she doesn't have any felony convictions. In regards to this case, I've watched the video and I didn't see anyone. There were several videos, so possibly could have missed it, but when I was looking through the videos, I didn't see her at any point like raise and point a gun at anyone. Now there might have been something in her hand that I couldn't really make out, but nothing, I didn't see her like point it at. So that's the basis for her Alford plea.
Okay. So she's not saying she wasn't there or that she and Ms. Weems weren't kind of going at it. She's saying, I didn't bring a gun to this situation, or at least point a gun at it. Okay. All right. Appreciate you sharing that. Ms. Patrick, are both your children with this same guy who was the source of friction with Ms. Weems?
No, it was a miscarriage.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you ended up not having a child with what's this guy's last name, just so I can use a name?
Nelson.
Nelson. So you and Mr. Nelson ended up not having a child.
Right.
But Ms. Weems has a kid with Mr. Nelson.
Yes. Yes, I think.
I thought that's what the issue was with you and Ms. Weems, is that no? Why were you and Ms. Weems having a dispute?
It's about him, but
About Mr. Nelson, but not necessarily about the kids. It's just, hey, that's my guy. No, that's my guy.
right.
Okay. Are you still
No.
in Mr. Nelson's life, or is he in your life?
No.
No. Okay. That's probably better. Did you know Ms. Weems in any other way, or just because she was another in the Nelson harem?
No, like I used to see her all the time, but I never knew who she was.
Okay. But did you see her because of Mr. Nelson, or just you guys lived in the same apartment complex? Where
I
would
used
you?
to see her all the time.
Okay. But you don't see her much now.
No.
So staying away won't be difficult.
Right.
Okay. All right. Who lives in your household?
I stay with my mom.
Okay.
Right
And what about your kids? Do they stay with you?
Mhm.
So it's you, your daughter, your son, and your mom?
Yes.
No one else?
My little sisters. I got two little sisters, an 18-year-old and a 9-year-old.
18 and 9?
Mhm.
Okay. And you finished high school at Miller Grove?
Yes.
Tell me what it means to be a caregiver. What do you do?
Like I have different locations. I changed my clients. I do a lot for them. Like
But like, what's an example? Like you go to their house, or you go to an assisted living facility?
I go to most of my client house, but
All right.
Mhm.
So you go to a house on Walnut Street, knock on the door. There's Ms. So-and-so, who's your client.
yes, I go in there and bathe them, get them out of bed. It's like a Hoyer. I put it. I get them out of bed. I feed them. I get them their medication.
Okay, so you take care of them. I mean, you're effectively a nurse for them. And how many clients do you have?
4,
Do you have them because they just found you online, or you work for an agency?
a company.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
6 years. In October, it'll be 7.
Wow, you started early. Okay, all with this same company?
No, I've been with 3 companies already, but now I work 2 of them. But one of them I'm not currently working because I don't have transportation. So
What
I'm at
happened to
one-
transportation?
My auntie back here was taking me to work, but she don't have a car right now. So
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about anything we discussed?
no.
Tell me why this is an offered plea, not because you and Ms. Weems didn't get at it. You're saying there was no gun, or you didn't point the gun, or what's your version?
Okay. Basically, Miss Wing came to my house first. I got evidence that she came to my house first. And
Okay.
2 days later, I went to her house.
And her house is the Delow Drive apartment?
Yes.
Okay.
And
You went to her house, you were bringing her cookies saying, I'm sorry, we had an argument?
no,
That's not why you went there.
right.
Okay.
But
Were
I
you pretty
didn't-
hot when you went there?
Mhm.
Okay.
I didn't point at a gun, but I did have one in my hand.
Okay. How'd you get the gun?
It's in my name. I got it.
Pardon me?
I bought it from the store. It's
Oh.
in my name.
Oh, like you just went to a gun store and bought the gun?
I've been had it.
Pardon me?
I had been had the gun.
Okay. As a first offender, you can't have a gun anymore. I don't know if Ms. Rios told you that, but I'm telling you. So if you have one in your household, it has to go out.
Yeah, it's stolen now, so I don't have it.
Okay, well, don't get another one while you're on first offender probation. Because that's a whole separate crime and there's no second offender. So if you get pulled over and you got a gun in the car, that's a crime. So just be thoughtful about that. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. First offender is something you qualify for. It's a benefit. It means that this will not go on your criminal history because it's not a conviction. You will be under sentence for a while, and so you have to comply with the sentence. And while you're under sentence, you can't have a gun. That was one of the things I mentioned. But when the sentence is done, this can be expunged from your record, and it's as if nothing happened, except that you were under sentence and all that. So if you wanted to get a gun, you can vote, you can be on a jury, all that kind of stuff. But while you're under sentence, if you get arrested for something else, not only do you have those new charges, whether it's theft by taking or shoplifting or whatever it is, but your first offender can kind of blow up on you. And you are pleading to 2 counts where if you add them up, it's 25 years. And so I'm just going to give you an example. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you and Ms. Weems, for whatever reason, get back at it. Mr. Nelson's back in your life, but he's in her life. You get angry and you go over there with a knife instead of a gun. That's another aggravated assault. So you'd have the new charges, but we'd be back here and I'd say, Miss Patrick, you made me think you're this caregiver and you're a good mom and all that stuff, but here you are getting hot and bringing a knife to someone. Not only do you have the new charges, with this old situation, I could revoke a bunch of your time, take away the first offender. All of a sudden, you've got the conviction, and I can resentence you. I'm not sentencing you to any jail now, but I could resentence you to some time. That means you're away from your kids, away from all this stuff, and then you've got a conviction. And I share that just so you understand there's a downside to first offender. It's mostly good. It's a great idea, as long as you're pretty sure that you are going to handle things differently as you move forward in life. Do you feel like you understand the risk and the benefit of first offender?
Yes.
Do you want to be sentenced as a first offender?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Ms. Patrick, I find there's a factual basis for your plea. Sounds like you had a gun. You insist you didn't point it. But if Ms. Weems came in and told the jury, oh, she did point it, and maybe another witness who's her friend says you pointed it, they might believe them. That doesn't mean that's what happened, but that may be who they believe. So I understand why you are entering an offered plea and why you're entering a plea and not going to trial. I also find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. Knowing means you've understood everything, and voluntary means no one's forcing you or making you to enter this plea. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sentencing you pursuant to the Probation Options Management Act. While you're on probation, if you have a real small violation, you and probation will sort that out. But if it's a bigger deal, you get arrested for anything, that comes back to me. Ms. Rios, can someone in my office sign the indictment on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Patrick, can we sign the indictment indicating your first offender offered plea in this case?
Yes.
All right. Let me check one thing here on your case. What happened? You had a more recent case where you were arrested for stalking and disorderly conduct and things like that. It was in May of last year. Is that just still floating around out there? Did that go away? Or do you know what I'm talking about?
It's still on. Basically, I gotta go to court.
If you still have to go to court? Okay. I see the other one that got dismissed today. Those are 2 different things, although it looks like you got booked in at the same time for both those. But as far as you know, you still have to go to court. Those others are all misdemeanors.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're keeping track of that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure you didn't think everything is done through this plea today. All right. So, Ms. Patrick, count 1, I'm sentencing you to 1 year. Count 2 has to be 5 years, has to be consecutive. I will probate all that. So it's 6 years probation. Special condition of probation number 1 is no contact with Ms. Weems. Don't go near her. Don't put something online saying, if I see you again, I'm not going to miss you next time. 40 hours of community service, and an anger management course. I will set a behavioral incentive date, which means if by that date you've done those requirements, community service, anger management, and you've been good to the probation people, you haven't been a pain, they are fully authorized to say, let's just close this early. Ms. Patrick is squared away. We got to focus on the people who aren't squared away. And that behavioral incentive date is August 6th of 2028, so 3 years from now. So you can cut your sentence in half if everything is going smoothly, okay? And Ms. Rios, if you want to submit a proposed order that would seal the docket for Ms. Patrick, just run that by Ms. Davis, and if she has no objection, let me know, and I'll look at that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ms. Patrick, any questions about anything?
No.
Tell me your zip code.
30310.
Okay. Ms. Simpson, who's with probation, is going to give you reporting instructions. Don't miss your first date with your probation officer, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Davis, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Then we're all done.
Thank you.
But don't leave, you got to talk, or Ms. Simpson, you're going to talk to her, or she should come to you?
Go ahead and put our reporting date.
Yes, let's do that. What is her reporting date?
Your reporting is going to be August the 13th at 8 a.m.
So it's next Wednesday, 8 a.m.
It's not, it says, it goes, this is the way ours goes. So they're just gonna say no. So yeah, they just say no. And if the answer is no, then I just go to these next two questions.
Judge, minor example.
I just go to.
What's that sound?
Sarita, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, you have a bench warrant. I'm just setting it aside. You missed court at some point? I don't know. You don't need to worry about it because they dismissed your case. So we'll do that.
Either way.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing involved Miss Sarita Patrick entering an Alford plea on 2 counts, stemming from an incident that, at its core, appeared to be fueled by interpersonal drama with deeper roots. Judge McBurney, as always, handled the matter with patience and candor, maintaining that steady balance between stern instruction and human understanding. Miss Patrick's charges arose from a conflict with another woman, Miss Weems, and while there was no dispute that tensions ran high, the courtroom discussion focused more on what was not seen in the evidence, namely, any clear footage of Miss Patrick brandishing a firearm. Her plea entered under Alford was based on her position that although she had a gun in her hand, she did not point it at anyone. This detail mattered, especially since the incident could have had more severe implications for someone working in caregiving. And that's one of the more human layers here. Miss Patrick isn't some distant figure in a criminal case. She's a mother of 2, living with her mom and younger sisters, and working as a caregiver in private homes. She's been in the field for nearly 7 years, helping bathe, feed, and care for clients, many elderly or infirm, while juggling life and a lack of reliable transportation. The court made a point of exploring all of that, giving Miss Patrick space to share her circumstances, not just her charges. In doing so, Judge McBurney also explained, with unusual clarity, the benefits and risks of a first offender sentence. It's a second chance, but if she reoffends, that window slams shut. And with charges that could carry up to 25 years of stacked, the stakes were high. What stood out was the judge's thorough explanation of how first offender works not just in legalese, but in real-life terms. If Miss Patrick's situation with Miss Weems escalated again, or if she made another emotional decision involving even a different weapon, that would land her right back in front of the court, likely facing real prison time. It was a candid moment, framed less like a warning and more like life advice. Miss Patrick seemed to take it seriously. She was respectful, receptive, and quietly composed. The final sentence? 6 years probation, broken down as 1 year on the first count and 5 years on the second, served consecutively but fully probated. Conditions included 40 hours of community service, completion of an anger management course, and no contact with Ms. Weems. A behavioral incentive date was set for the 6th of August, 2028, 3 years out. If she keeps her record clean and meets the probation terms, she could end the sentence early. There was also a practical discussion about sealing the record, which makes sense given her line of work and the nature of the plea. The courtroom atmosphere was steady, serious, but not tense. Judge McBurney did what he does best, grounded justice in reality. He made sure the defendant understood everything and emphasized consequences not as punishment, but as preventable outcomes. Ms. Rios, her attorney, did well advocating for a sealing order and behavioral incentive, and the state raised no objections. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.